All right. I'm gonna bring a segment that is gonna go. We're gonna be able to continue over the course of the next few weeks. It's a this or that, right? This is a hypothetical. So I'm asking
Okay.
you if two, and this is music related. We like to switch it up here on this pod. If these two people formed a group, it's two rappers,
Mm-hmm.
which would be the better duo, right?
Okay.
In terms of everything from bars to music to performance to record sales or appeal. And a lot of these artists already rap together. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just me literally just creating like a little mini bracket. All right. So let's say if 50 and Game didn't have any issues, which they rap together, we saw how they did.
Mm-hmm.
Or with those two together as a duo, official
Mm-hmm.
duo, they're going hard versus Jay-Z and
Mm-hmm.
Beanie Siegel.
Okay.
Which duo is a better duo?
Come on, man.
Easily 50 a game?
Yeah, no, hell no. Jay and Beans. You're crazy. And we're talking about 2022. Oh, we talking about
I'm
2022.
talking about prime. I'm talking about prime and their peak. They're like those guys who they are in their prime.
I'm gonna still go with Jay and Beans. You know why? Because I can name 10 songs that they've done together that are all classic. 50 and Game, we have like 3 songs that they had together, and they bodied it
Because
but
they had beef. It
but
didn't.
I know that, but Jay and Beans is lyrically they go back. You know us, we like bars, but then they can give you the commercial songs like "Change the Game," or "Guess Who's Back" with Scarface. But nah, I'm gonna go with Jay and Beans, man.
Yo,
It's not too many duos beating Jay and Beans. It's not, man.
wow, you
And
make me
I
want to go
love
down
50,
the list right now from
bro.
what I
I love 50, bro. I love 50.
wow. I don't think I'm surprised that you said Jay and Beans, that you said easily.
Nah, yeah. Remember that's once again it's on. Come on, man. Stop it, man.
Wow.
Jay and Beans is like Kobe and Shaq.
Gene, come on. Come on. You're OD.
Ignorant-ish on American
On the
Gangster.
album, yeah, on
Come on,
American.
I could give you thousands of Jay and Beans. Like we have the track record for them, bro. And 50 is my guy. When it comes to the hooks, 50 would body it and the melodies, right? So it depends on what you want. But if you're giving me just an album of those two duos, I'm gonna have to go a full album with Jay and Beans.
So you don't factor individual success at all. You're just going straight duo.
Straight duo, straight duo, yeah. And the pairing I think can just make overall better music. Yeah, so
Wow. That is interesting.
you look flabbergasted. What's going on, man?
I can't believe you said it that easily, bro. I thought it was going to be hard. I honestly thought this was going to be a challenge.
Nah.
This man didn't hesitate like Steph Curry at the 3-point.
Too many classic Rockefeller songs for me to name. So I know what these guys can do in the album. I mean, the Dynasty album was a compilation Rockefeller album.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That Jay called his album, but come on, man.
So before we move on, because we're only doing one matchup.
I mean, we can get. First of all, you didn't give me your answer, so you so shocked that you haven't even responded. What's your answer?
I'm shocked you said J and Beanie that easily, bro. We know Jay and Beanie's body, bro. I think we didn't get enough of 50 in Game, which is why it probably makes it easier for you to say that. But I mean, individually, those guys are phenomenal, successful rappers, like in their own careers. And I think they would have made. Wow, I don't know. I guess I didn't think this through all the way because you just threw me for a cliffhanger. I want to say 50 in Game, bro. I think they would make a better duo because I think in the short term that they rocked with each other, they get they rocked maybe a year. Like officially,
like a year and a half, yeah.
Right, officially, and they gave us "Hater to Love It," which is still like a hood
How
classic.
We do,
yeah. Like,
but you know what? When I look at duos, I like very distinctive characteristics in each rappers, right? Like 50 and Game essentially are the same rappers. One is from New York, one is from Cali. Jay is the smooth businessman, Beanie the grimy dude, but yet their wordplay and their charisma matches up well with each other.
Yes, but Okay, Game is more of like the lyricist, and 50's more of like the
Game's not a
vibe.
lyricist.
Game's not a lyricist.
Come on, man. You were just killing his last album, bro.
The album, no, I can't. I
Bro,
can't do 40 songs.
Come on, man. He's a name dropper, but he's not a lyricist.
Wait, you don't think the Game could rap?
He can rap, but I don't
Does
think
he
he's
have-
a lyricist. When I think about lyricists, it's like when someone says a metaphor and I have to think about what he says, right? Like Game is a very direct rapper. Like he's not a lyricist to me. I come through Compton, I'll shoot my like that's okay. That's hard, but
Wait, no. I think we have different definitions of what a lyricist is. I think it doesn't always have to be metaphors and similes. I think sometimes it could be straight direct, but still well put together how you set up your lines and your bars with wit. Like Common's a lyricist. I don't think Common is saying.
But what lines do Game set up that's like so witty that makes you think or just
Wow,
like,
Gene.
bro? I'm just saying he's a good rapper. wouldn't put him as a lyricist. Like these dudes like Nas and like Nas, Jay, Beans, Common.
But
Bro.
Common doesn't say things that you're like, what are you talking about? I feel like Common's pretty direct. He just really
his wordplay as well. Okay, I'll give you this, right? Like that one Common song, I Used to Love Her, right? People think that song is about a girl. It's about hip hop.
It's about Before You Lock My Love Away. The one with
not Erykah Badu, not that one.
No, not Erykah Badu. I'm talking about the one with Taraji in the video.
Oh no, not like, the Testify song. Yeah, that song
Testify.
Was hard.
That song was hard.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you talking about I used to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one song. It was back in the 90s. I Used to Love Her. Mm-hmm. Right. When you're listening to it, you're like, oh yeah, he's talking about this girl. But no, when you actually listen to what he's saying he's talking about the genre of hip hop. Mm-hmm. You know. So to me, that's like the type of lyricist that can put words together and make you think and do stuff outside the box. I feel like Game is just a very direct rapper, and he's good at making melody. Like 50, right? Like we laugh all the time about the Power theme song when he's like, I lie under the covers.
Bro.
Right?
I'm an undercover liar. I lie under the covers. I can't believe he said that.
Right? 50's not gonna make you think, but 50's a great songwriter and he can make hooks. Nobody is beating 50 when it comes to the hooks and the melodies. You know, this is how we do. So it's like I wouldn't say 50's the lyricist though.
No, I don't think he's a lyricist. I think he got bars though.
Yeah, so this
has gone crazy before.
Oh no, older 50 used to go crazy.
Yeah, older 50. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you got Jay and Beanie over 50 in Game. I will love hearing who people think would be a better rap duo, Jay and Beanie versus 50 in Game. I guess if you say Jay and Beanie were being 50 a game, it's gonna be really hard. Well, no, I got some pretty good ones coming up. Next week we'll revisit and we'll continue this.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna jump into the show. You really threw me for a spin there. That was too easy. Wow. The Yankees are currently playing in the American League Championship Series with their hated. Mm-hmm. I can't say this enough. Rivals. They are currently tied at 1 in the bottom of the 5th, and Houston is threatening. Just keeping you guys up to date, but we know that this series is one that we all kind of saw coming when the playoffs were aligned and the Yankees were going to play the Indians. I don't think anyone really believed the Indians were going to win, even though they had a 2-1 lead in that series. But this is the series we want to see above all.
Yep.
What are your takeaways, or what do you foresee happening in this series? And do you think the winner of this series is going to end up winning the championship?
Well, I don't know about the World Series yet because I'm not going to, jump all the way ahead because the Padres or Phillies, they're playing lights out and they have a good chance.
They're tied. They're tied at 1, by the way. The Padres tied, right? They tied the series at 1. Yep.
The thing with the Yankees and Astros, I just feel I'm gonna go with the Astros just to get it out the way, and I'm gonna go with the Astros because they live rent free in the Yankees' head. Right? Every time the Yankee fans talk about the Astros, they always want to bring up the fact that they were cheaters. They want to bring up the fact that Altuve stole Aaron Judge's MVP from 2017 to 2018, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So let's say they did cheat, but they went back to the World Series last year.
Yeah, and they've been consistently in the hunt.
Winning, and they've always been consistently a good playoff team, and they make the playoffs every single year, right? So just off that emotions alone, I'm gonna go with the Houston Astros. But the main thing that I feel like the Yankees they have to fix is that they just live and die with the home run ball a little bit too much.
That's all they do, bro.
That's all they do, right? So baseball to me, and I've always said baseball is about two things. Actually, I'm gonna steal this from Peter Gammons, right? He said baseball is about power pitching and manufacturing runs, meaning when your guys aren't hitting home runs, can you get the runner from first to second, from second to third, doing these little things?
And can you get him home on a fly ball, on a foul?
That's literally what postseason is. If you watch postseason baseball, the scores ain't 9 to 10.
Nah.
It's not 7 to 8. Most times it's like 3 to 4. It's pitching.
Yeah,
right?
Pitching, yeah.
So with that being said, like the Yankees, they just depend way too much on the home run ball. Aaron Judge went a 2-game stretch where he went 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts. So you can't get a base hit, my man. It's all or nothing with you, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna just go with the Houston Astros just based on these factors.
I think the Astros are going to win. I think they're such a way better team. Like their position players are better at just about every position outside of maybe where Aaron Judge plays. But even where Aaron Judge plays, Yardani Alvarez, the 24-year-old on Houston is just a freaking monster. He's an MVP candidate as well. Yeah. He's been fantastic all year. They have better pitching. The Yankees, we know, Garrett Cole is their guy. He's their ace. And if he's off, which he's had a history of, sometimes
he's off a lot. Yes.
Doesn't show up sometimes in the big games. If that's going to be your ace that you're going to count on against, Justin Verlanders and, those guys in Houston, I think that's a bad, recipe for success for the Yankees. Again, like you said, I just don't think they can manufacture runs. And the Astros have the pitching to neutralize the home runs. If Giancarlo is not here, Giancarlo's in the series against the Indians, he had 2 home runs. Those were his only 2 hits of the series.
Crazy.
Like, that's ridiculous. How are you hitting?
Feast of famine, yeah.
Like, it's like that's all. If you don't hit a home run, you're not going to be productive. Again, those home runs were big because they essentially won the Yankees the game in the series. Yeah. But again, the next round means you're playing a better team. And the Astros are the best team left. And I think whoever wins this series, assuming that it's going to be the Astros like I'm predicting, I think they're going to win. I think the Astros are going to win the championship. And the Yankee fans are not going to like it because they've been saying Astros only won because they were cheaters and they lost, when there were time for them to play without the whole cheating scandal. And if they win now, there's really nothing you can say about that. You got to let that
go. And Yankees, like you guys had tons of players that cheated before. So let's stop this crap, man. Yeah. All right. 2 quick points. One, what do you think about people saying that it's bad for baseball that all these 100-win teams are not making it far or into the World Series? So do you think it's bad that they're not making them because they're 100-win teams, or it's bad because they're bigger market teams not making it to the World Series?
No, I think people are overreacting. Why is it bad that a team doesn't play well in October? That's not. I mean, my Mets, who won 101 games, stunk when it mattered the most. How is that bad for baseball? That's bad for the Mets because the Mets stunk when it was time for them to play. Max Scherzer makes $43 million a year, and he couldn't deliver in 2 games for the Mets.
It's bad. It's great for baseball when these teams win, but business-wise, it's bad for baseball because everything is about revenue, market share, and ratings. If we have a World Series where it's Yankees versus Dodgers, that's going to be the highest rated World Series.
So we should just get that every year, Yankees and Dodgers?
I'm just saying. I can understand why people. So do you think it's more of the playoff structure that they should change? Because I don't like the best of 5. I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't been watching baseball as much as I did growing up. I forgot the first 2 rounds with best of 5.
Yeah, the first round. Well, that's the thing though. Baseball is probably the easiest sport to win a championship in, and I'll say that because 2 rounds and you're in a championship. You win the first series is best of 5. If you win your division, you're gonna get a first round bye. You don't got to play on the wild card. You're playing in a divisional series, best of 5. You win 3 games, you're in the championship series. And that's best of 7. You get hot enough or you're good enough and you win that 7-game series, 4 games, you're playing for the championship. So
real talk, NBA need to go back to that.
NBA, right? Remember when the first round was best of 5?
Yes,
3 games.
NBA.
The Lakers were sweeping the Blazers every freaking year because they were winning the first 3 games. So
every Yeah, the best of 5 was fire.
I think the reason why I say it's not bad for baseball is because I don't want people to start messing with the formats just to like this is what it like how do like the Phillies won 87 games. The Mets and Braves both won 101. The Phillies won 87 games. They snuck in as the wild card, even though they did not play well down the stretch. They just happened to get the wild card spot. They got hot at the right time in wild card weekend.
That's all it is.
And now they're playing for the, to go to the World Series. So I think it's just about handle your, like if the Mets beat the Braves one of those 2 times in Atlanta in that last series before the playoffs, they win the division. Right. And they don't have to play on wild card weekend. And they like you, I think again, I saw Buster Olney, or I think somebody else posted some scenario. I think was it Buster Olney? I think was
might have been,
how they can fix the format by letting teams who win their division be able to pick if they want to play. Or I'm like, so you're telling me the Braves lost because they were off for too long? Well, what's the Mets excuse? The Mets played all those games and they won the same amount of games and they couldn't get it done in October. So I don't know. I don't know how to. I hate when they start messing with all these things because it's like you're changing the history of the game. And now it's like, well, do all championships, are they all equal? If you're telling me that, this team has to, this team just has to be able to pick if he plays or not, even though
that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
On, bro.
Look, change is always needed in certain aspects of the game. Change is always needed, especially how we're advancing more with technology. Like I'm happy baseball has a replay system where they can make the correct calls in the critical times of the game. Yeah. Like I remember watching the football game one time where I think it was Jets versus Dolphins, and Dan Marino dove over the huddle, and he was a yard away from the end zone, and they ended up winning that game.
They called touchdown.
They called touchdown. And a simple replay would have been like, dude, you was 2 yards behind the end zone, know? So it's important that we have these changes if it's going to affect the game. But telling the team that, you can choose if you want to play in the first round, that's ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous. Just handle your business, bro. And also,
hold on, one more thing.
Let's
put some respect on Dusty Baker.
Oh, with the Astros?
Yeah,
I'm rooting for Dusty, bro.
That man is a winner, man.
Yeah, he did it, and he did it in Washington. He did it. He did it with with San Fran, even though they didn't win it. You don't know how bad I wanted the Giants and Barry Bonds to win that 2002 World Series, man.
Yeah, against Game the Angels, 7, right? Yeah,
the Angels with David Eckstein and those guys. I think
rally monkey.
The rally monkey. I think Dusty Baker has been a phenomenal manager. I cannot believe. Well, I can believe it because the Mets are the Mets. The Mets didn't even interview him for their job when they had an opening, and he went to Houston and ended in a good spot. He's arguably one of the greatest managers we've seen in the last 20 years because he's done it. He's been in the championship game everywhere he's gone, from San Fran to Washington and now in Houston with a team that people were like, well, you guys are going to get all the hate because of the whole cheating thing. He took on a challenge. He turned that culture back around to a positive culture. And those guys are like, well, we don't care if you like us or not. We're just trying to win a championship. So shout outs to Dusty. Like you said, Dusty I don't even hear about Dusty praise. So shout outs to Dusty for doing his thing, brother.
I had to mention that.
Yeah. So how many games do you think this ALCS goes with the Yankees and Yankees and
I got them winning in 5. I think it'll be 4-1.
I want to say 5. I think the Yankees could sneak a game out. I think who wins tonight? If the Astros win tonight, I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah.
If they end up winning that game, I'm gonna say 5 because I think the pitching they're getting pitching travels. Like Zach Wheeler for the Phillies went into San Diego last night and pitched a shutout. They shut him out 2-0, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. Pitching travels. Like you might not be able to get home field advantage and all that stuff, but when you have the ball in your hand, you control literally the entire stadium, whether you pitch well or whether you stink it up and they boo you out the arena. So I think I'm gonna go 6 on the safe side.
Okay.
Just so Yankee fans don't kill me if they want to, because they're gonna listen to this and be having receipts for me like they did last week with the football predictions. Coming for all of our neck, yo. Everybody's sending me, I know what I know. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Y'all do that to Stephen A. Smith when he wrong? Leave me alone, brothers and sisters. Right. So our very own Matt Price, aka Cash Walken, put out a top 10 NBA players list this week. on our designated report platforms. And I know a lot of people, they thought the list it wasn't terrible or it wasn't
a
bad,
terrible,
but some orders they felt could have been adjusted. I'm going to read it off to you right now. They have John Morant at 10. At 9 is Kawhi Leonard, who hasn't played in 2 years. But I'm going to leave that alone because everybody got all the AD jokes, but Kawhi's still a top 10 player, even though he ain't played in 2 years. We got Jason Tatum at 8. Joel Embiid at 7. This kind of shocked me. Kevin Durant at 6. LeBron James at 5. Steph Curry, who just won a championship in his first finals MVP. He's at 4. You got Nikola Jokic, the Joker, at 3. You got Luka Doncic at 2. And number 1 is Giannis, to no one's surprise. Yeah. Which of these players in their rankings are you most surprised by, or do you most disagree with?
Well, going back to your point, right? And I love Kawhi, but you can't put him in the top 10 if he hasn't played. Being healthy is part of your greatness, and when he is healthy, he's a great player. I mean, he won a championship to a franchise that never won one before. So, but missing a full year and a half? How could you possibly have him in the top 10? So now I'm thinking which player that they're missing. But aside from that, I don't mind it. When I think of who's are we talking about based on skills or accomplishments, right? Because what has Luka Doncic won to be the number 2 best player in the NBA?
Deuce
right?
is not gonna like this, bro.
No, he hasn't. Listen, he's a great scorer. He's a hell of a passer, but team success has to play a part. And you can't have him over someone like Steph Curry based off this season that Steph just put. Giannis is a clear-cut number 1 best player in the league. We're not even going to go there. Dominant force on both sides of the ball. You can put Steph at 2. I'd still put LeBron at 3. And then everyone else, I'll put probably Joker at 4. Then let's say Embiid at 5, KD at 6. Jason Tatum definitely top 10. Josh top 10. So now I'm assuming I'm missing someone. Let me see. I know I'm missing someone else.
You think PG's in that dialogue?
Paul, he's top 20.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, he's not there yet. I know we're missing someone from one of the playoff teams. I would even all right, Kawhi Leonard. If you told me Jimmy Butler was 9, I wouldn't even be upset with that. But you can't have Kawhi Leonard in there after being out for a year and a half. Same thing with AD. If AD is healthy, he's a potential top 5 player.
Yeah.
But health, you have to take that into consideration. So there's a few spots and players that I don't agree with at all. Luka's not number 2. Not in the NBA I watch.
Yo, so the one that was most glaring to me was Luka at 2. Not that I love Luka Doncic. He's special generational player. I'm not putting him over Steph Curry right now. There's no way I'm putting him over Steph Curry, especially after Steph just literally proved to you he can lead.
He can do it on his own.
Right. Yeah, I'm not doing that. And I don't think Jokic is better than Luka either. Jokic at 3 seems back-to-back MVPs. We all know MVPs, they're voted very differently. It's not necessarily the best player, but who had the best season. And I think because Jokic has worked with less in Denver, he's gotten, afforded that, benefit of the doubt. Embiid at 7 is crazy, bro. Embiid's a top 5 player right now. Right now,
top 5?
Bro, who are 5 definitive better players you're starting your franchise with right now than Embiid?
Well, if we're starting the franchise right now, then we're not going to count someone like Bron or KD because they're older, right?
Okay, so you're trying to win a championship this year. There are 5 players. Which 5 are you taking over Embiid right now?
Giannis, Bron, Steph, and KD probably. That's it. So yeah, you're right. I put him in the 5. Yeah.
Wait.
Listen, if I'm trying to win right now and they're all healthy, I'm up. Kawhi is top 5 then. If we talking about Kawhi's top 5, bro.
Well,
my list is based off what they've done last year.
If though, if they're healthy, can you guarantee Kawhi's going to be healthy?
Embiid is always hurt.
Yeah, but he plays. He plays.
Embiid
He's hurt.
Always hurt.
He plays though.
But when Kawhi plays, his teams is going far though. You feel
Yes,
me?
but that's a big if. That's a big if. Like,
So let's take the
I
injury
think I would
slider
definitely
off.
take
Let's take
Kawhi.
the injury slider
Then
off.
I'm taking
No
Kawhi
injuries.
easy. So I would,
Right?
if you told me the injury sliders off, I'll take Luka over Embiid easily. It's a guard league. And Luka, I feel like Luka does more for his team than Embiid does for his team. He controls so much of what the team does for better or worse.
But my issue with Luka is his motor, right? Like, one thing, he doesn't know how to pace himself. And I think that's going to be his downfall if they never
Really?
go.
Because
Bro,
everyone thinks Luka's the master of pace.
no, you know what I mean? No, you're talking about pace on how he plays. I'm talking about, I'll watch Luka, and he's done this the past 3 postseasons. Come out in the first quarter, have 27, end up only having 39 or 35
That's
because
what
he is
happens when you don't got
gassed.
no help. When you don't got much help,
Come on, man.
he has great help in
Come
Dallas.
on, man. I don't watch LeBron not really have help his first stint with
Those are
Cleveland, bro. Like,
you're
come
talking
on.
about all time. Like you're talking
Luka
about.
is generational, bro. You know that. Luka is generational.
He's generational for now. Am I going to be surprised if we see another Luka? No, I'll be very surprised if we see another LeBron. We'll never see another LeBron. That's what I'm saying. Not that Luka's not generational, but there's tiers. It's like Michael. We're not going to see another Michael. We won't see another Kobe. I don't think we'll see another KD. I don't think.
So why would you put? But why would you pick Luka over Embiid then?
Because I think we'll see another Embiid. I think I just think Luka's better at basketball than Embiid.
He is, but I just like Embiid's total package, and I've seen it a little bit more. All right, you take
Embiid
that.
Be shooting mad threes, bro.
Bro, you take that Toronto series. I mean, if Kawhi don't hit that shot, they're probably in the finals too.
Well, they're going to overtime, and who knows what happens in overtime. But that was, but who was there? Jimmy Butler. Since he's left, things haven't looked very good in Philly.
That's the biggest.
That's
like,
a big.
mistake.
That's a big piece that they
that's
let walk.
That's a big mistake that they let walk away,
right.
Bro.
I don't know why. Apparently, it was him or Tobias Harris. They had some conflict, and they couldn't keep both. And I think Jimmy said Tobias had to go, but Philly was playing nice guys. I mean, if I'm taking one player, bro, I'll take Jason Tatum over Embiid too. Not even to be disrespectful.
I'll take that. Yeah.
It's a wing guard league, bro. I don't need a dominant big to win a championship right now.
So going back to the list as it stands right now, and I'm assuming that I don't know what his qualification for making the list was. Was it based off last season or who he feels?
No, he's saying going forward. What he said on Twitter was this is where he's projecting things to go. Like this is a new age in basketball, which is why that's the only rationale for him putting Luka at 2 over Steph. So he's saying Steph has done this phenomenal. Yes, Steph is still great, but Luka is the next phase of that. He's going to take the next, whatever guard, mantra to the next level.
To me, when Lister made, it has to be in the present moment, right? Like, I don't buy into the, who you think is going to be the best player in 3 or 4 years. No, because you could never predict that, right? Because look at Derrick Rose. We thought Derrick Rose, he won the youngest MVP. We thought by now he would probably have 4 or 5 MVPs, maybe 1 or 2 championships. This guy was the number 1 seed in the East, winning 62 games with the Bulls when the Heatles was there, So I don't like projections like that. I'm like, if we're going to make a list about who's the best players, who are the best players now, what they mean to their team, and there's no way I'm putting no Luka Doncic over Steph. So even in the next 2 or 3 years, Steph might get 1 more. I feel like Steph is going to get at least 1 more based on how the team is constructed. So how do you have Luka over him?
We're gonna have to ask Cash that. We're gonna have to literally at him and tell him to validate.
And then on top of that, like I think this season we're really gonna see how good Joker is if Murray and Porter stay healthy.
Yeah, that's a big if, especially for Porter. Because
those 2 guys are healthy, I think Joker is gonna take it up another notch.
We'll see. Cash, you're gonna have to have some. You got some explaining to do. I actually think he said he's dropping videos explaining his picks. So when I get that posted, I'll be sure to give people opportunity to throw their feedback in there. All right. So we're gonna talk about some football before we close out. Our man Tua Tagovailoa, who suffered a brutal concussion that we all had to watch, together, literally on national TV on Thursday Night Football a few weeks ago. He is potentially more than likely returning this week.
Hmm.
Do you think this is wise, or should Tua just have sat out the year?
Did you see the guy's fingers when he got slammed
Bro,
to the ground?
like I was literally like holding back tears, bro. It was bad. It was
No,
really,
I thought he broke his hand. I thought his fingers were like that because he broke his hand. But
really.
they're like, no, I thought he broke his hand. I thought
The
his
thing is,
fingers were broke.
the thing is, I didn't see that. I didn't see it initially. I didn't see the hand thing until like the replays kept going. I was more focused on how his head hit and all that, and then I noticed his hands. And then I realized by that time I already knew it wasn't something with a
Right?
broken hand. I knew it was something different, more up top.
Look, this is the situation. It's not the fact that he has 2 concussions. It's the fact that he suffered 2 concussions in the span of a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the issue is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, like, so going back to your question, no, I don't think he should come back. I think he should sit out the year. And I'll be honest with you, like, possibly retire. Like, if I'm Tua, this is the game plan. You tell the Dolphins that you're going to retire. I want all my bread. Then you go sue the NFL, and then you sue that doctor. Okay, so he came on an interview today stating that he was so badly hurt, he didn't realize that he passed out. He didn't realize he was on the ground. He
Wait,
didn't
Tua
realize
said this?
he didn't realize he was in the ambulance. Yes.
Wait, today,
I'm pretty sure it was today or yesterday.
bro? I didn't. What?
Yeah, bro.
He admitted that.
He said yes.
Wait, this is after the last concussion, or the first one?
This was after the last one. Yo,
And
okay, so I'm reading it right now. Let me read it to you on Bleach Report. There was a point where I was unconscious. I couldn't tell what was going on. Tua says he doesn't remember being tackled on the stretcher against the Bengals.
Wait, till this day, he doesn't remember, or he didn't remember?
He didn't remember. Like when it was going on, he was out of it.
And what's crazy is that man was discharged like 2 hours later to fly back on a plane. And apparently, I was told when you get a concussion, being on a plane is literally the last thing that you need, because it brings head trauma and things of that nature. Like because of
or even going to sleep. You get a concussion, there's protocols that you got to follow so you don't fall asleep at a certain time. Like a certain amount of time has to pass before you can actually fall asleep, or you might not even wake up, right? And yeah, like if I was him, I'd sue the NFL, I'd sue the doctor. They're saying that he went to 3 specialists. Wasn't it a specialist that let him go back in the first game?
Right.
No, thank you, bro.
Right. Yeah, I'm scared, bro. Like I think now all of us, literally, because we're all like, Tua's biggest fans now, not for playing football, but just hoping that this brother's okay. We're all gonna be watching every single hit, literally on the edge of our seats, like Luke, like Tua, get up.
Okay, but that game against the Bengals and that hit, that wasn't even like a hard hit. It's not like he got power drive.
No. Yeah.
He got spun around, his head hit, and just like laid him out.
Yeah.
So
it was instant. Like it reacted instantly. It wasn't even like, usually guys like they need a second for the pain to really kick in. We knew he wasn't hurting like physically. It was more that concussion he suffered 4 days ago, literally, who wasn't cured yet, just rung back out. Like it just came back out, and that's why he was hurt so bad.
Yeah, look, I want these young players to remember something that Floyd Mayweather said, right? A few weeks ago, they asked Floyd, they were like, yo, you're doing all these exhibition fight against like these quote unquote bum fighters. If that's the case, why don't you go and come back and fight a Canelo or Manny Pacquiao? And Mayweather says, oh yeah, I just saying that because y'all want to see me end up hurt.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not a dummy. He's like, I'm 40 something years old. I've been boxing for close to 30 years. And y'all want me to come back as an old man to fight these guys who are in their prime because you guys just want me hurt.
Stronger, right.
But these football players especially, they have to realize like, yeah, you could bounce back now, but like, what's your quality of life going to be when you're 45, when you're 50, and you can't walk and you can't remember? I think it's Randall L. has memory issues. So does Jamal Lewis. So does Jamal Lewis.
Look at I hate to bring this up, but Muhammad Ali, like Parkinson's, like, bro, it catches up to you. That's why even boxing, I'm like, these dudes, I don't know how they do it for 10, 15, 20 years. Like, it's almost inevitable you're going to have these traumas later on in life. Just getting pounded in the head for a living can't be healthy for anybody. I don't care how big and strong you are. Okay. So that's why, Deontay Wilder broke down and I don't know if you saw it, the press conference.
Yeah.
And yo, he don't know if that brother ever gonna be okay. Like,
no, he meant it wasn't even the guy who was fighting.
Somebody else died, right? Yeah.
No. There was a fighter, Pritchard Cologne, who was a young fighter. He got hit bad, and he's not a vegetable now, but he can't walk. He can't.
That's what I meant.
Really
Not
move.
that. Okay, yeah.
And he's a young guy. So Deontay's like, yo, this dude won't even have a chance to be a father. You know.
Yeah.
So it's serious. It's serious out here, man.
Yeah. Tua, I'm rooting for you, man. We're gonna be super nervous watching you. I hope nothing else happens, but man, any big hit Tua takes now is gonna be super. Like, and does he? Like, what I'm concerned is, does he change the way he plays, and is it gonna be effective? Like, people are like, he holds on to the ball too long. Where I'm like, Tua was killing to start the year. Does Tua now just start getting rid of the ball because he's thinking twice about taking a hit, even though that might be the right play, or he's like overthinking and he's like, on edge about everything and he's paranoid? Does that change?
But it's not like Tua's even a scrambler. Like Tua doesn't play as reckless as a Josh Allen or Lamar.
No way.
And he's getting hurt, and he's not. When I saw him in regular clothes, I didn't realize how big he was.
Yeah.
Because Tua don't look that big on the field, but in regular clothes, he's a big dude, man. So it's a lot of factors to take into consideration. I just know the next injury that he suffers, man, just call it a day, man.
Yeah, wrap it up.
But hopefully he don't, so.
Yeah. All right, yo, Tua, we're rooting for you. Go Astros. I'm just kidding. Not really.
I think they're up 3-1.
The Astros are winning 3-1. Jesus is
3-1.
That's what I like to hear.
They're up 3-1.
That's what I like to hear. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Please, again, just guys keep supporting the show. We're gonna come back next week to give you a brand new episode of First Team All Purpose. Look forward to the next competition as far as like rappers, duos that we mentioned. Gene has Beanie and Jay-Z bodying 50 in Game. Next week, I want to see what he thinks about that and who ultimately he thinks would be the greatest rap duo if they were to be a duo of all time. All right, make sure you guys are tapping in, you're subscribing, liking, commenting, share a friend, share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And the words of the great Stuart Scott, holla at a player when you see him in the street.
Peace.
Deuces.